Thank you very much, sir. And thank you, Dr. Tombari. I enjoyed that. I read through the books also. I had the privilege of reading it and I cried so many times. Thank you, Ndidi, for what you have done. Good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. My name is Onyinye Regina Adogwado, has been said. David is my friend and my colleague. My goodwill message is to all of us, not only David, because I am honored today to explore this book and to just briefly describe what I gleaned from the book. 17 Nights of Despair by David. I'm exploring the theme from the lens of nature, nurture, love, and spirituality. This profoundly influenced human behavior and actions, as you well know. In the gripping memoir, because David had, at a very young age, written about himself. And that's a gift to your family, a gift to your daughters, a gift to your boys. I think he deserves a round of applause. Because my father wrote his at 91 and then passed. So doing it very early is worth commending. Obiga recounts his harrowing experience of being kidnapped in Nigeria and held captive for 17 nights. 17 nights means 2 weeks and 3 days. Throughout his ordeal, the interplay of these elements of nature, nurture, love, spirituality was just shaping everything that was happening to him. In the face of unimaginable challenges, David drew from all that he had in his toolbox. Let me talk about growing up in Amboa. David's childhood in Amboa, steeped in traditional wrestling, fostered his resilience. Wrestling taught him to strategize and leverage his opponent's strengths. He reflected on this lesson. And I quote from his book in page 24, the e-version. I have not seen the hard copy, so I don't know if it's the same page number. The art of identifying more stable foot came in handy. And he said, Otoye simply leaned forward, placing all his weight against the unstable contender. David was trying to take those experiences and say, if I get a weakened point from these people, I'm going to escape. I think that was going on in his mind. From day one, he was thinking through that. These early experiences instilled a sense of fearlessness and tactical thinking, essential during his captivity. Now, his life at Enitona High School, student life. His time at Enitona High School in Borokiri further developed his mental toughness. The competitive environment prepared him for his life's harsh realities. As he notes, and I quote, the Borokiri schools ensured you left with a reasonable level of toughness to face the challenges of life. Page 47. And Dr. Tombari and the erudite lawyer alluded to that as well. Love for his family. Obiga profound love for his nuclear family served as a critical source of strength. The thought of reuniting with his wife and children motivated him to endure all the ordeal. He describes his wife as an emotional anchor. I quote, the very thought of her sent a jolt of joy through me. Her voice, when she finally spoke, was a melody unlike any other. It was the sound of home, of safety, and of love. This broke me. And it got me reflecting as well. Spirituality. His deep Christian faith also played a vital role in maintaining hope. Belief in God's protection transformed his ordeal into a spiritual journey, with hymns providing solace. No power of hell, no scheme of man can ever pluck me from his hands. Page 129. And I guess when he sang through that hymn, he had more strength than he thought was in him. Obiga ultimately viewed his captivity as a test he could endure, evolving from 8 nights of despair to 17 nights. When I read the book, when I got to the 8 nights of despair, I was, we're almost there. I didn't know there were more to come. In conclusion, 17 nights of despair illustrates how nature, nurture, love, and spirituality worked in harmony to help Obiga survive. His connection to family and faith offered him resilience and strength. This book highlights values essential for raising children to face life's challenges. I believe you will find through the pages stories that will reignite the experiences of our collective growing up, when everybody was everybody's guardian and we all looked out for one another. That's how I grew up. It's a powerful story of community and support. It's a powerful story of family. It's a powerful story of our humanity. It's a powerful story of who we should be as a nation. A true family treasure and a must read. Thank you very much, David, for this precious gift.
And thank you so very much indeed, Onye Reginald Guando. Thank you so much. Please put your hands together for her once more. We'll be having the last goodwill message, and that will be done by Mrs. Udi Odum. Please, I want you to come forward. Please put your hands together for her. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Mr. Chairman, sir, permission to adopt the already established protocol. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Mine will be a goodwill message, and it's hinged on 3 themes. The book explores several themes: socio-cultural, socio-political, socio-economic. But what resonates with me is the fact that your book is a testimony. You know, people go through different experiences and they're unable to add value by way of sharing, by way of how we can best, gain from whatever the situation was. And here you are, we're here celebrating you. We're celebrating that God, in his infinite mercy, made it possible for you to pen this down, for us to share, for posterity to speak. And so I usually say a prayer, which I want to share with us today, that in all our dealings, in all our experiences, may we be the ones to say, to testify. May we be the ones to say our story. May that be our portion, that nobody would say our stories on our behalf, that we would be able to speak to what we have experienced and be able to share value from what we have experienced. That's 1. 2, everyone says, Ndidi, you're so strong. Ndidi, you're special. You're a wonderful woman. But I also want to stand here to celebrate a strong man who enabled Ndidi and gave her the latitude to fly. Do you agree with me? Clap for him, please. And so, David, I celebrate you today for having the strength that you do, for being who you are, for creating the enabling environment to have a strong woman stand, thrive, and fly, and stand strong on your behalf to the glory of God. One more time, please give him a round of applause. My third point is this: that there are so many things we can do to add value to the society we're in today. In all honesty, you will find out that human beings are becoming more debased, dehumanized. We're losing conscience. We're losing the ability to feel. Empathy is all going away. And you ask yourself, how can you help in your own little corner? One of the speakers said, go home. It's very important that we go home. It's very important that no matter what we do in the townships, that we go home and see how we can adopt, even if it's one child. When I say adoption, you don't even have to bring that child to your home, but you could, so that you give that child an experience that is different from his norm, his or her norm. But if we could just consciously adopt a child, see that the child goes to the best schools, it won't cost you anything. Don't wait till there's a fanfare. Or you could adopt a school. But the downside of that is that if you decide to adopt the school because of the economic hardship, and we know what is going on, most times the people in the place of authority in those schools divert what you send there to enable a better education